the original Palm Sunday?
Tell us, O wise one.
What's that?
Tell us, O wise one.
No, Scripture has already told us. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John have told us. It was the day of the triumphal entry where Jesus returned to Jerusalem, not to minister. He returned as king in Jerusalem. Did you know that?
No.
That is why they laid their coats on the ground before him. That is why they laid palm branches before him. I'll get back to that in a bit. All four Gospels address this. I'm going to read from Matthew, and then because it doesn't cover everything. I'm not really sure why I chose Matthew. I just liked it.
I bet my teacher never told me to read that part.
Matthew 1, what's the...
No. Matthew 21, verses 1 through 11.
Never told me about.
When they had approached Jerusalem and had come to Bethphage at the Mount of Olives, Bethphage was next to Bethany. Mount of Olives are just right there. You remember Gethsemane, and so we're in that immediate area of Jerusalem. Then Jesus sent two disciples, saying to them, "Go into the village opposite you, and immediately you will find a donkey tied there and a colt with her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, you shall say, 'The Lord has need of them,' and immediately he will send them." This took place to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet. "Say to the daughter of Zion, Behold, your king is coming to you, gentle and mounted on a donkey, even on a colt, the foal of a beast of burden." The disciples went and did just as Jesus had instructed them, and brought the donkey and the colt and laid their coats on him. And he sat on the coats. Now, Mark and Luke both record people responding to these two disciples when they picked up the donkey, saying, "Where are you going with them?" And in Mark, they're bystanders, and in Luke, they're Pharisees. I'm not Pharisees, they're the owners. So you have bystanders and owners, both confronting the disciples, and they have the same thing to say to all of them: the Lord needs them. Pretty simple. And they let him go immediately. There's a miracle after miracle from this point on in Scripture taking place. Laid their coats on them, and he sat on the coats. What does that mean? Anybody ever think about that? Coats, what's the...
The armor.
It's kind of like how a horse has a saddle. That would make it where it's
Okay.
padding.
Okay, good point. What'd you say?
Armor.
Armor? Not so much armor. Jesus wasn't looking for protection here. It's what they did to high royalty as a sign of acknowledgement and submission to that royal figure. They are considering Jesus a royal figure at this point. Okay? Most of the crowd spread their coats on the road, and others were cutting branches from the trees and spreading them in the road. The crowds going ahead of him and those who followed were shouting, "Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest." The word Hosanna literally means save now. And it's used in Psalm 118, directing to the future Messiah. These people, and they're calling him the Son of David, it's an acknowledgement that Jesus is from the royal lineage of David and his successor, that he is king in Jerusalem. They are acknowledging, these people, that he is the Messiah. Okay, these are his disciples that are believing in him and acknowledging this. In the Gospel of John, when the crowds say, "Hosanna in the highest," the Pharisees respond, "Why don't you stop them, teacher?" And Jesus' reply is, "If they didn't do it, the stones would." Okay? These people knew Jesus was there as the long-awaited Messiah. When he had entered Jerusalem, all the city was stirred, saying, "Who is this?" And the crowds were saying, "This is the prophet Jesus from Nazareth in Galilee." The crowds had no idea who he was. He was some prophet. These people were there because they knew he was the King of Kings. And I just think it's a momentous day that took place prior to the Friday of his arrest and crucifixion. The Thursday arrest, Friday crucifixion. Because everybody deserved it. Let's pray.